Hi everybody, it's Stephen Brooke and welcome to Architectural Photography and Composition. And I'd like to talk about some particular considerations when you're photographing architecture during the summer months. Now, if you look at a graph of how the sun rises and sets throughout the year, notice that from March 21st to September 21st, the sun rises and sets north of the east-west line. Now that means that if you have a true north elevation, the only time you're going to have sun on that in the summer months is early in the morning and late in the afternoon. So here's an example. This is a north elevation at 4 o'clock, and the sun isn't quite on the north elevation yet. But here at 5:50, note that now the sun is hitting the north elevation, and for this photograph, the sun is far enough to the west that I'm not getting a lens flare, which you can easily get. Here's a streetscape in Rome. The sun is rising over here. I'm standing here looking this way. The sun is not out far enough to flare my lens. The sun is on the north elevation. These are the west elevations, and you can see they're in shadow. So I get a lot of light to dark, light to dark, light to dark. Now, I use satellite images to get the exact orientation of my building. Now at the beginning I said if your building is true north, that's the only time in the summer you're going to get light on the north elevation. In the winter time, you're not going to get any light on the true north elevation. So I use a satellite imagery to get the exact orientation of my building, to know if it's not true north, is it canted slightly northeast, is it canted slightly northwest, and that's going to determine more exactly when I'm going to get sun on that north elevation. So you can see here, I'm standing here, here's due north. My camera is here. I'm looking at the north elevation of the Biltmore Hotel at 9:30 in the morning. And you could see by this graph that the sun is going to hit the north elevation at that time during the day. Now, if you're going to shoot east elevations in the summer, yes, be there early to avoid high contrast with the sun high overhead and to avoid haze. And the same thing in west elevations, you know, go there later in the afternoon and the sun won't be up as high and you won't get haze, you won't get contrast, and you'll get much better photographs of the east and of the west elevation. But the south elevation in the summertime, that requires some real planning. So an app that I had recommended that you purchase, and it's free, is called Sun Surveyor Lite. And apart from telling you the exact times of day that the sun will rise, the golden hour, blue hour, all of that for throughout the day, this also gives you an indication that for any time of day, any date, any latitude, it shows you where the sun is going to be at any particular time of day and shows you when it's going to be on a particular elevation. So let's look at this close up. What I've done is I've drawn a line across the east and west elevations. So everything here is south elevation, everything here is north elevation. This is August 9th, Coral Gables, Florida. Latitude is 25 degrees, 43 minutes. The sun, as you can see, rises at 6:51, and it doesn't hit the south elevation until about 9:45. And it isn't on the south elevation really fully until much later in the day. And in the summer, when that sun comes around and hits that south elevation, it's going to be really high in the sky in the summer, and so you're going to have problems with that high sun angle, and you're also going to have haze, and you're going to have to deal with this differently than you deal with south elevations in the wintertime. So, and you can also see here now, you can have sun on the south elevation until about 4 p.m. and then the sun will go back as it sets. It will set north of the east-west line. So here's our little map again. Here's north. I'm standing here and I'm looking at the south elevation of this church at 8:15 in the morning, and there's no direct sun on the south elevation, and that photograph doesn't look very good. Now, as the sun comes around and hits the south elevation, by the time it does that, we have a couple of problems. One is because the sun is up really high in the sky, it will produce much longer shadows. And also, because of that, you may have to use a polarizing filter to knock down some of the glare that you get when that sun is really high in the sky. The other thing that a high sun will do is it will skim the surface of these elevations. If you think about it, if the sun is up really high, it's going to skim. If it's low in the sky, it's going to hit it straight on. So what happens when the sun hits it like that, you're going to see all the little detail. Well, for this work, this stucco work, this is pretty nice. For brick, it's great. For stone, it's great. But if you have a building that doesn't have particularly good masonry work, if you're stuck with a job and the lowest bidder got the masonry work and you have the sun skimming the surface, you're going to see all the irregularities in that masonry work, and it's not going to look very good. One thing is, if the main, and you can't always do this, if the main elevation of your building faces south, do what you can to try to convince your client that you want to shoot that building later in the year, preferably sometime after October or November, when you've got the sun low in the sky and it hits the south elevation the way you want it to. The alternative, of course, is to shoot a night shot. So let's just take a look here. This is the church, early August, 11:30. The sun has come around a little more. You can see how long and deep these shadows are. The sun has moved around about 3:30, still skimming the surface. I don't really have the kind of shadows that I like. Now, this is the same building. Early October, same time, 3:30, you can see the low sun angle. I get deeper colors. And if you look at the shadows, instead of these hard, straight shadows, now I get shadows that really define the architecture. And the sun is underneath some of these overhangs, so I don't have this kind of flat look. I really get a nice contrast between what is lit and what isn't lit. So let's review. Use a satellite view to determine the exact orientation of your project. This is really helpful. And if the north elevation is actually facing a little northeast, then you'll only have sun in the morning. If it faces slightly northwest, you're only going to have sun on that north elevation in the afternoon. Use sun surveyor light to accurately assess the movement of the sun relative to your project. Use your polarizing filter to reduce the inevitable glare that you're going to get from that high overhead sun. And be very careful, especially if you're using a really wide angle lens. With that sun up very high, the chance for lens flare is really a problem. For example, if you've got a Canon 17 millimeter tilt shift lens, that thing comes way out like a baseball, and you have to be very careful. Now, you can shield that with your hand and be careful, and you won't get into your own frame, but you have to be very careful of that. And of course, use lots of sunscreen. So I hope this video was helpful to you shooting in the summer months. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, or if you've seen a few videos and you're wondering about subscribing, please subscribe so that you'll know when more videos come. It's free, it's anonymous, we don't bombard you with a lot of products, so please subscribe. And also, check out StephenBrookePhotography.com for my ebook on architectural photography. It's a great companion to all the videos. All the pages are printable, and it'll cost you less than a Starbucks coffee and a bagel. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.